Oh well, we're recording. I wanted to listen to this. We'll get copyright strike if I listen to this song. But this sort of kind of like went with the theme of like where I'm at in life, like it's like where I'm at in my head. But then you were saying how I'm talking loud, so I because that way the mic can pick it up. They gave you were singing a song that was like a Nirvana song, and they gave you a C in music class, and then you related it to the
It wasn't
tail.
music class, it was English.
Oh, English. They gave you a C. And I was thinking, like, well, that's the problem of putting a human teacher above you sometimes, or like just a assigned teacher above you, instead of finding one or letting God like put one in your path. And then I was thinking, like, but if you was filling your, because we're talking about gift and whatnot, and you was filling your potential, then like God would give you an A probably for your effort. I don't know, right? We don't know that, but
I did my best.
you did your best, yeah.
I did everything I could to try to study in her parameters of the rules she gave me that I understood. And then she literally screwed.
Cut off your tail.
I'm not.
That was a part that made me start recording. Is you remember the story of the fox that I showed you that we got from Mister
However,
Freeman.
I didn't mean to shame her name.
Oh no, we're
She's
not
just a
mentioning
human
it.
teacher.
Yeah, right. That's what I say. We put our artificially selected human teacher above us instead of like letting the natural like God or like finding a teacher, seeking a teacher, right? And then you mentioned the story of the fox where you cut off your tail for not going by the rules, so to speak. But then I just remembered your looking glass self, which is your image of yourself based on how other people see you. And I know about it partly because it affects me a lot. As much resistance as I have in my own identity, I'm still affected by the way other people perceive me. So like when your artificially given teacher kind of cuts your tail off like that, it kind of affects your development. It's just a way that I just see that the education system further strays people from the natural order that God so wonderfully put before us. If these things just fucking work naturally,
The answer isn't give everybody all A's, though.
well, that's standardization. That's absolute uniformity. And in my defense, as a sort of a deviant myself, like when I type in deviation into the search, I get the first thing comes up is math. What is deviation in math? There's a fuck ton of shit about it. You look at like genetics, there's all sorts of deviation that happens by the minute in like different cultures. This happens naturally. The problem is humans. It's like that one song that I like to like. It's well,
They want to eliminate it.
It's called raposemanency or something. It's where you use music to like understand shit, but it's on the wide wings of science, our abomination of a child flies. Like we're creating shit with science that is world ending. It's not that evolution is bad, because evolution is like there's deviation is natural. But I'm just monologuing. I want to give you like because you helped me not be a sociopath as much.
I have no words. Okay, I'll go back to the teacher. She told everybody to pray for my soul in the whole classroom when I contested my C grade.
That is extremely dark because at first, like, oh, we were praying for someone's soul. Like my first, like, just hurt. There was something in my brain that just tinged towards, oh goodness, but like it was then you're like in front of the whole class and like just when you use good as a weapon of evil, it's like extra evil. So I guess that's there's a mirror that because I'm good at mirroring, figuring out mirrors. You could also use evil as a weapon. You could also weaponize evil as a weapon against itself for good. But then that kind of goes along with like certain types of malice magic, which is
malice magic
drawing from 40K.
I don't know what that is.
He doesn't know what 40K is, but I just drop it so often. 40K is a very good framework for the world. Well, there's the chaos gods, and they very real represent like basically the forces of Satan. But they're also forces that are inside every human, and they also even have good counterparts. It's just that they were corrupted by like Horn. He's like the god of bloodshed and slaughter. He's corrupted by all the meaningless warfare.
What's that have to do with 40K?
Well, like they say, Horn really came into existence when Cain murdered his brother in cold blood.
40 Cain?
That's when Cain come into existence.
You said 40 Cain?
No, when Cain murdered his brother Abel, is when Horn, the blood god, came into existence.
Oh.
He's always been there because time, and this is the way time actually works, is time is simultaneous. So like the past and the future have all already happened. We choose our own story, but it's already happened. So like Horn was always there from the beginning, and when he's gone, like let's say when God vanquishes all the demons and all that sort of shit, and the heat death of the universe, nothing can, right? It's just God.
Demons and or angels.
No, well, the angels are a part of God.
Ah.
The demons is like the shadow that's created. Like when you create we have light, and then you put something like a ball in front of it, it's going to create a shadow. So by creating mortal beings with free will, a shadow was created to do basically the exact opposite of whatever, let's say, God put forth for us. So instead of being merciful, to be cruel. And humans, in the 40K universe, humans have like this weird connection to the fate of the universe, plot armor, essentially, but okay.
Therefore, that's exactly what I was kind of doing in high school. They all looked at me like, hey, we have an answer. Because I already did a paper on angels and demons. And then I did a paper on Nirvana, and they were like, no.
Nirvana's a weird concept. I have not messed with too much, like tried to even. That you mention it, okay, you're knowledgeable. I'm kind of interested in what your ideas are on it.
Why do I say that? That's exactly the C I got hidden. As soon as if I read every book they read, so to speak, and this goes to my Salvation Army being the book thing and demonology and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't explore every facet I could, then I felt I would have given up on knowledge, and they were like, the authoritarians, whatever. Fucking.
This actually may be a good time to listen, and as long as this keeps going.
School teachers, they were like, no, you're going backwards. And it's like, I have to go backwards. Sorry, it's relevant.
Well, Mark Passio says.
Okay. How is that going?
He says that we have to, the occult does not mean evil. It means hidden. It's Latin for hidden. And they say it's evil in order to help hide it. Because if people don't know about it, you could use it to manipulate them.
Others among them are the Trilateral Commission, Council on Foreign Relations.
Do you have that? Did you hit it? Or
I put it down.
The Committee of 300.
That's cool.
The Royal Institute of International Affairs.
Okay. Well,
the Club of Rome. The United Nations at a lower level.
Let's skip around that.
Various other think tank projects furthered higher evolution of consciousness.
What the fuck?
But in keeping with the selfish,
I sound like that, dude.
Self-identified will of the sorcerer himself.
I kind of sound like him
the
a lot
one
of
who is
times.
wielding this
He's holding a
mental
flashlight.
psychological influence. So, who are these occultists and sorcerers of consciousness? Or at least, what are the vehicles that they work through? That they are born into certain positions. Certain people
they are
kind of born.
They kind of just gotta play their part.
Others into certain positions of power. Manipulated into certain positions of power. Well, at very, very high levels, I would say you have actual dark occultists that are actually members of high-level occult think tanks. And by occult, what I mean is hidden. We talked about that last week. The meaning of the word occult.
Okay, we're going to play this real quick. There's no ad, hopefully. There's an ad. Well, I love this song, but there should be a way to make it so it doesn't play sound. You stop. I'm trying to mess with equipment here.
I can't wait till it rains. I can't wait till it rains. I'm gonna have fun.
Oh, well, I'll skip along then. Yeah. See, folks. Mark Pastor likes to say folks a lot. I'm just letting the audience see this part of the video. Then I'll put Mark Passio back on. But you can see the whole thing of where they raised him to be. They raised him to be like this. They created his whole world that he there's no sound to it. I turned the sound off so I won't get copyrighted. The point is the video. See, she's a temptress. Evil temptress, giving him the evil drink. And now he can see, he has the hour, he can see where what he's been brought up to be and whatnot. Oh. Through industry, man can harness this power. This is like in the other video I had. Ted Kaczynski warned us, join us. I'm just reading the captions. He's like, my God, but he's actually talking, he's like God, he's really like God. He's like these humans. He says, make it stop. He's praying to God to make it stop. Because he sees the world for what it is, and it's called From the Pinnacle to the Pit is the name of the song. I must escape this hell, he says. And he leaps from the top of the tower. And then there's some other esoteric stuff that happens.
Have you ever watched the movie?
People will think of that word as meaning evil.
No.
When in fact,
actually,
the word is derived from Latin.
Normally when someone talks to me about movies, I usually get annoyed because it's usually okay, this is just pointless banter. But The Green Mile actually made me cry when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I see it as more significant.
At Amazon Fulfillment Center.
The verb occultare in Latin simply means to hide or to conceal from sight.
Supposedly.
I don't know what
the
you
word
mean by that.
occult simply means
I can't see anything doing Amazon have anything and any kind of magnitude relevant to that. The dude literally died in a coal mine accident to buy a house as his last act for his family.
There are
there aren't people like there was some people that died in that tornado thing with Amazon, but like you're not coal miners.
Of hiding knowledge,
But that's what I mean by like the more the banter
using
thing. I
it for
just
their own selfish benefit.
because I'm trying to like the fucking Matrix is attacking us, man.
They are
They call
members
it that.
of secret societies.
Person,
They are members of
like I told
think
you,
tank
the first
organizations.
They
They are members of political organizations that operate
the first time I
behind
the Green
the
Mile, and
scenes
said that's really dark.
of the elected or so-called
Well, that's I tell them that Amazon
levels
isn't that
of
dark.
the political world. That level, the political level, the realm that we think is in control or in the role of protectors, the scene level
It could be.
is not the level that is actually calling the shots. Now,
What they all
the
thought
last
when it first came out.
qualities
Large
of this condition is that
bunkers
these
everywhere.
beings who have this condition are so rooted in fear of being discovered and routed
That's where
out
the tornado fucked them all up.
that they, again, become
Like
very good
bunkers.
actors.
You think
They can hide
you had
the fact that they do
bunkers?
not possess normal human emotions.
to
They do not
You
want to
know,
take responsibility
Steve
for the
Rockwell.
consequences of their own actions. Instead, they want to shift
Well, I'm not-
responsibility onto other
I'm just
people.
getting cold and shivering, so I'm
More
gonna cut
likely
this
than
video
not,
off,
what really they do
and
is
then we
they
can
get
go
other
from there
people to
real
do their
quick
dirty work
because it's
for them.
getting a little
You see, because we don't,
Ah,
the hidden
stop.